If your vehicle needs refrigerant, it's very likely that it has a leak. As a rule of thumb, if you lose all your refrigerant within a 2-week period, there is no additive you can buy that will fix your problem. However, if you lost your refrigerant during the winter due to a slow leak, you can use a product like this, which is called Sub-Zero. It has a very small amount of stop leak and it has synthetic lubricant, which will allow your AC compressor to have enough oil to continue running without developing a problem. As you lose your refrigerant, you also lose some of your oil. So something like this is perfect. It has a little bit of oil, a little bit of stop leak. It should be enough for a very small problem. So, as I mentioned earlier, if your leak is very small, topping it off like something like this will be all you need, and then you'll be ready for summer. This Jetta has a 2.5 liter 5-cylinder gasoline engine, and the ports are very easy to identify. This is the low pressure port, which is the one that you're going to be using. This is the high pressure that you don't need to worry about because you cannot access that with DIY products unless you buy the full set of gauges. The gauge that we're using only fits the low side port, which allows you to remain safe. Otherwise, if you were able to install this on the high pressure side, you could probably injure yourself. So thankfully, it will only fit the low side port, which is right here. These two items are really easy to use. The hose itself will fit any can of R134A refrigerant regardless of the brand. So that's already a great feature. You screw the can in the hose all the way. You start your engine and you hook the end of the hose to the low side port that I showed you earlier. After that, after it's connected, you're going to turn the valve all the way in. What that's going to do is going to puncture the can. Once the can is punctured, then you can start letting the refrigerant slowly by turning the valve counterclockwise, just like opening a faucet, easy enough. But remember, the engine needs to be running and the air conditioning needs to be on. Otherwise you're going to get an inaccurate reading. It's going to show a very high pressure. If your system is slow, what's going to happen, the gauge that's in it is going to bounce. When the compressor stops, the gauge will go up, the pressure will go up. But when the AC compressor kicks back on, then you'll see the needle come back down and the pressure will drop. This will repeat itself several times until the level is on the full mark. You don't want to overcharge it and you don't want to have too little, so it has to be accurate. As I mentioned earlier, start the engine. To connect the hose, you pull on the lever like that and it's going to allow you to connect it. Once it's connected to the port, you let it go, that way the hose stays on. My system right now is perfect. It's showing full, so I don't need to add any right now. But if your needle is bouncing up and down, that means your AC compressor is cycling on and off. So it needs to be in the full mark. To disconnect the hose, just pull on the lever, and remove the hose. Clean any small spill that you might have caused. Put your cap on, and then your system is now full. You're ready for summer. Make sure you wear a jacket inside. It's going to be cold. If you didn't use all your refrigerant, you're going to have to leave your hose connected. Otherwise, you're going to lose whatever is remaining. And your gauge is going to show like it still has some. So hopefully you have a second vehicle. Otherwise, you're going to have to leave this thing connected until you need it again. Now you know how to recharge your AC system yourself. Save some money and stay cool during the summer. Make sure you visit our online store, have a bunch of deals, parts, accessories, tools, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We upload new videos every week.